Ball drops with Crossy.
The Times Square phenomenon at year's end is a study in human behavior. Up to 1 million people can take part in this spectacle, but this year the crowd was shrunken because of the dismal light rain to an estimated less than 500,000 people. The crowd appeared like it always does, mysteriously starting soon after 11 p.m., and it stands at the crossroads of the world, shoulder to shoulder, cheek by jowl, determined to be touched by the magic of the moment, to have a wonderful time. The people stare at the crazy psychedelic effect of the familiar flashing, swirling lights, untamed colors daubed on a black background of wet night. The moment they come and wait for is heralded by the fall of a rocket. And then the great electric light ball begins its carefully rehearsed, timed descent on the Allied Chemical Tower, reaching the bottom rather unspectacularly at the exact stroke of midnight. There's not much for the people to do, and yet they know the occasion demands a great reaction. They turn toward the bright lights of the television cameras and, desperate for identity, urged by the desire to be separated from the formless mass of humanity. Each individual waves frantically. He blows horns, and he yells at the top of his lungs. Some people are tourists who have come from the provinces to experience for themselves the thrill of the glories of the Great White Way. But most are New Yorkers, who feel the compulsion to celebrate but can't afford the luxury of the nightclub outing of the glamorous society. Others are the lonely people of New York, who can tolerate their loneliness except on certain holidays which come in a rush at this time of the year. Under the manifestation of joyous celebration, the current of desperation and emptiness runs strongly. There is little solace or satisfaction in crowds for the truly lonely. There is one short burst of passion after the stroke of midnight, but it burns itself out quickly, and Times Square is suddenly empty and quiet. With practically no one to note it, the rain stops falling. The temperature falls quickly on the heels of a cold wind. The darkness turns light, and the night's pathetic trash swirls down the sad streets, and Times Square looks forward to the end of a decade. By 12:30 a.m., the place that crawled with people is, as if by magic, deserted. Those who came to greet the new year with hope have disappeared, melting into their own tiny worlds which they escaped for a brief hour to face the uncertainties of the next 365 days. Harry Arrow, WCBS TV News.